Good morning, DMC. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and welcome to this interactive session. And I want to thank DMC for having us, BizEvents, present Shape Talk this morning. We really are excited to be here. We have been in Media City for the last 11 years, right from the beginning, and it's great to be a business partner and to add value to this networking event. Right, Shape Talk is what it is, and that's what we're going to be doing this morning. It is an absolute incredible tool that can transform your business through communication. And everybody seems very intrigued about these shapes and what shape they are and what shape everybody else is. I've just noticed the interest as people have come in and anxiously wanting to know, am I a triangle, am I a squiggle, am I a box, or am I a circle? So what are all these shapes about? And what shape are you, and what does it mean? Now, interestingly enough, these shapes and Shape Talk, as I said, is an incredible tool and can be used throughout your business. It can be used internally. We, Biz Group, as a company, we use this tool in our team building, internally in companies to build their teams. We also use it in our training division, Visibility, and we use it in our leadership courses, customer service courses, communication skills courses, and selling skills courses. So at various levels, this is a very, very effective tool, and you're going to understand this morning exactly why. You're going to have a secret weapon in your pocket when you actually understand these shapes. It's been extremely effective. We've been using it for over 10 years through our team building and our training interventions. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more about the individual shapes. What actually happens, some of you would have completed the questionnaire, the Shape Talk questionnaire. Can you please raise your hands for those of you that have completed the questionnaire? So the majority have. If you haven't, don't worry. What I'm going to be doing is shortcutting it a little bit, and instead of all completing the questionnaires, I'm going to be explaining each individual shape. And you will have an opportunity to try and guess which shape you are, even if you have not completed the questionnaire. Do you understand? Okay, after my explanation of the shape, you will be able to decide which shape you are. However, you should complete the questionnaire, so even if you haven't already, you can do it afterwards to make absolutely sure and to be able to identify which shape you are. Now, these shapes it's not a psychometric test. It's a lot simpler than that. It's a very simple, easy tool. It's a simple questionnaire, and basically it is a personality preference. It identifies your personality preference and your communication style. Now, imagine if you knew what your personality preference was and what your communication style was, understood it, and understood a way where you can recognize it in other people so that you know how to adapt your style to that of somebody else in order to build rapport, build relationship, and in business or in your personal life or at work. So as I'm explaining the shapes, I want you to think of yourself as well as some of your colleagues, family members, friends, and so on. Okay? Great. Okay, so there are 4 shapes: triangle, squiggle, box, and circle. Now, you've got outgoing personalities and you've got reserved. You've got task-oriented and you've got people-oriented. If you are outgoing, task-oriented individual, you are what we call a triangle. The shape triangle, just like the shape, the personality is the same. It's focused like a triangle, right? It knows where it wants to go. It's very goal-oriented. The triangle personalities are very goal-oriented, very focused. They move from A to B and they take the quickest possible way to get there. They make things happen. They're the movers and shakers of the world, right? There's a lot of D in triangle. I remember it that way. Domineering, demanding, decisive, driven, directive, likes to call the commands and make other people listen to their way of thinking. Now remember, something I need to point out is when I explain a triangle, I'm thinking extreme triangle. No one here is going to score all 40 in one of these shapes. I'm explaining it that way so that you can understand the extreme shape, right? So the strengths of a triangle is very obvious. They make things happen. Of course, every shape has also got weaknesses, right? So you can imagine what the triangle weaknesses are. The triangle weakness is my way or the highway. Follow my direction. I know the answers, right? They don't always have the patience to listen to other people's input. So yes, triangles are strong, can be strong leaders. They can be perceived to be strong leaders, but they're not always effective leaders because they can be diminishing people around them if they're not getting the buy-in and inclusion of other people. Okay. If you think of careers of triangles, very often they are leaders, very often they are entrepreneurs because they're goal-oriented and make things happen. Very often pilots are triangles. Triangles are quite also egotistic and can make decisions very quickly, take a high level of responsibility on their shoulders. So pilots are also often found to be triangles. Triangles are also very competitive. So have you got the idea of a triangle? Okay? So should I move on to the next one? Right, squiggle. Squiggle, outgoing, people-oriented. So also extroverted like the triangle, but not as task-oriented as what the triangle is, more towards people, more of an understanding of people, enjoys people, loves being around people. Your squiggles are your fun-loving, optimistic, crazy people to have around. They're often the life and soul of a party. They love being the center of attention. No problem. They'll be dancing on the table and enjoying themselves while other people sit in the background. They love to talk. There's a lot of I in squiggles.
No, that's not true.
I can see you're a squiggle. Definitely, May. There's a lot of I in squiggle. Influencers, they're very good influencers. They're idealistic. They're brilliant with creative thinking, coming up with ideas. They're very inspiring, very motivated, very optimistic, so very inspiring. And then there's this little bit of I in them as well, because they don't mind being the center of attention. And I like to be recognized, because this is me. I'm a squiggle. Have you all noticed me? Good. Okay. The problem with squiggles is just like their shape, they're squiggly. So they're all over the show. You can't pin them down. Look at the way that I'm, explaining this topic now, my hands, and I'm having a problem because I've got to hold on to the microphone. Because squiggles are animated. They like to use their hands. They get very excited, very energized, very enthusiastic. They are brilliant to start a new project or to start a new program at work. Give it to a squiggle. A squiggle will get everybody else behind it. They will influence, they will inspire, they will get excited, they will get the drive, they will get the motivation. Their enthusiasm is infectious. But then they get bored. And then you need the boxes and the triangles and the circles to finish the job, because now they've rushed on and they've moved on to the next exciting adventure. That's a squiggle for you. Another weakness of a squiggle is they're scatterbrained. So has it ever happened to you as a squiggle where you've got your sunglasses on your head and then you're looking for your sunglasses? And I can't find them anywhere. I don't know what to do with my sunglasses. I'm embarrassed to say that once in a car park in Deira City Centre, I was talking on my mobile phone. I got out my car, talking on my mobile phone, walked into the shopping mall and then thought, where the heck is my mobile phone? I stood there, looking in my handbag, and I couldn't find it, and I'm carrying on with the conversation, and then I'm walking all the way back to my car, then have the bag on my car, looking there, open, and then I realized I am talking on my phone, and yet I'm like, we're all over the show. We're not always loyal, but not because intentionally. Not because we intend not to be loyal, we forget. Okay? Oh, don't worry, I'll do that for you. You can go on holiday, I'll water your plants. I'll look after your place, no problem. And then we completely forget about it. Now remember, once again, I'm explaining the extreme. The extreme. Okay? So maybe you're not all those weaknesses. Squiggles, like I said, talk a lot. So they also interrupt. That's another I from squiggle. My husband is the complete opposite to me. He's a box circle, so he's a lot more reserved. I'm a squiggle triangle combination. And the poor guy, when he starts trying to tell a story at a dinner party, before he knows it, I've taken over the whole story, and I can tell it so much better than him. And that's what squiggles do. Interrupt. Love to tell the story. Very good storytellers, actually, squiggles are. Very good joke tellers as well. Okay, you got the picture. As far as careers are concerned, squiggles, obviously actors, trainers, salespeople, creators in the media, advertising, so on, creative thinkers, those are your squiggles. Okay? People-oriented and creative. Right, now we're going to move down to circle. Your people reserved. People reserved, the circles are the lovely people of the world. They really, seriously are the lovely people. I don't see that many circles here. Maybe the circles haven't completed the questionnaire, I don't know. Oh, you have? Oh, good. I'm so pleased to see this. So I love circles. Squiggles love circles. You know why? Because we can talk and talk and talk and talk, and guess what circles do? They listen, and they empathize, and they're so interested. They find people so interesting, but yet they don't need to be the center of attention. They will take a back seat, but they really genuinely care. There's a lot of S in circle. They're soft, sweet, submissive, can be submissive, self-sacrificing. In other words, they'll say, oh, no worries. Yes, sure, go ahead, do it. Even if they don't really agree, they'll agree to keep everybody happy. How's everybody feeling? Is everybody okay? Is everybody happy? That's your circle. Lovely, lovely, lovely people. They're very good in mediating, counseling, because they understand people. They're very balanced and very calm. And because they're such good listeners and they understand people so well, they are very good counselors, mediators, social workers. They're the carers of the world. They can make exceptional leaders, though. Why? Why can a circle make an exceptional